up, all my fight fans? We got ourselves some crazy fight announcements. Are you ready for this? We got ourselves in January, DDP taking on Sean Strickland. What do we think about that, guys? What do you think about that middleweight fight? You know, originally we had thought that since Khamzat Chimaev had fought against Kamaru Usman, that he was going to be up next. And pretty much that's what Dana White had told us in the leading up into the fight, that it was going to be for a #1 contendership. Well, it turns out that Khamzat Chimaev is still hurt, and they need a headliner for that January pay-per-view, UFC 297. And it turns out it is Sean Strickland taking on DDP. So I'm sure DDP's happy. He originally was slated to face Israel Adesanya back in September, but I believe he ended up having some kind of knee injury, and that's when Sean Strickland took over his place and became the UFC middleweight champion of the world. So this is going to be interesting. This is actually going to be fun. You know, I'm sure there's going to be a little trash talk here and there. We already know how Sean Strickland is. He don't hold back on anything, including his punches, including anything. He pretty much lets it all out. He pretty much will tell you what he's really thinking. He ain't going to hold nothing back. So very much looking forward to that. Going to be breaking that down as we get closer. On the next fight announcement, you had Ilia Topuria taking on Alexander Volkanovski at UFC 298. Guys, this one is also going to be another good one. You know, we had Volkanovski, the pretty much king, the pretty much pound for pound, featherweight champion of the world, possibly of all time. I know there's a lot of arguments whether it's Max Holloway or Jose Aldo, but you know, I think a lot of us pretty much safe to say that it is in fact Alexander Volkanovski as the best featherweight of all time. He's taking on a rising up-and-comer, Ilia Topuria. He's not necessarily, I guess, an up-and-comer. He has earned his stripes a little bit here and there, but I do feel like Volkanovski should pretty much handle this one fairly easy. Not too easy. You know, every fight is different. Every fight is challenging, and I'm sure this guy's going to bring it. I'm sure this guy's going to do whatever he can to get that belt, because he knows that, you know, he is in for a really, really tough night. He's facing on the former pound-for-pound king. He is facing the GOAT of the featherweight division, so he is definitely going to bring it on as much as he can. But I do feel like Volkanovski is just on a different level than the rest of the featherweight division, both past and present. So, guys, I really think this is going to be a very fun fight. I think it's going to be a very interesting fight, but I do still see Volkanovski edging this one out fairly easy. But again, my mind can change. This is very early. We're talking about February here. So I'm going to, of course, break this down as we get closer. But until then, I could definitely see Volkanovski taking the victory on that one. In the March pay-per-view, we got ourselves UFC 299, Sean O'Malley taking on Chito Vera. Rematch for the Bantamweight Championship of the world. You know, Sean O'Malley and Chito Vera, they had recently fought each other. Well, not recently, a couple years back. Sean O'Malley, I believe, the fight got stopped due to an injury or due to something. I remember, you know, Sean O'Malley went for a calf kick, and then all of a sudden he pretty much fell backwards and wasn't able to continue. He wasn't able to walk. Some kind of nerve damage or something that transpired in that fight where it awarded Chito Vera the victory. I guess it was a TKO victory, but the fight didn't. Ended in the second round, and it looked like Chito Vera was pretty much having his way with him in the first round. But that was a couple years ago. Sean O'Malley has become a much different fighter since then. He's taken on some heavy opponents. He's faced guys like Peter Yan. Pretty much was able to beat him. Some people feel like it was a split decision where Peter Yan could have got that victory. And then after that, he became the champion of the world by knocking out Aljamain Sterling. So yeah, he's definitely earned his way up there. We definitely cannot sleep on Sean O'Malley. He's definitely become a much more better fighter since then. But Chito Vera has also become a much more better fighter since then as well. He's taken on a lot of great fighters. Guys like Dominic Cruz, Pedro Munoz, Rob Font. You know, he's actually been in some really tough wars. So I definitely see this being a very fun fight, a very back and forth fight. You know, of course, the press conference is going to be lit. You know, these guys are going to talk to each other, talk trash to each other. I'm very much looking forward to that as well. So there you go. There you go, guys. UFC has already pretty much put 3 fights out there for January, February, and March. They're already setting off 2024 with a bang. So I'm very much looking forward to it. Very much looking forward to talking about these fights. So, guys, let me know what you think about these fights. Let me know in the comments, guys. Like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.